Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, December 16th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. First off, apologies for some technical issues with the DNB yesterday. I did make a correction to the audio. More on that in a little bit, but I screwed it up when I re-uploaded it. So some of you may have gotten a botched up DNB. Some of you may have gotten an incorrect one, and those that downloaded it a little bit later, probably after 10 a.m., got the correct one. I do apologize. But thank you to Scott McMullen for giving me flack on that, and I did get it corrected. And last night, I had a great night at the Leadership Anne Arundel Holiday Party at the South River Golf Club, a great venue and a great organization. All right, we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? The details on this are very limited at this point, but at about 8:30 p.m. last night, there was a shooting in Annapolis in the Eastport section. A short time later, there was a multi-vehicle accident on Route 665 outbound that closed the road in both directions for several hours. Police do believe that the two are related, as one of the people in the accident was flown out with a gunshot wound. 3 others were taken to local hospitals. You want to stay tuned to eyeonannapolis.net for more complete details as they become available a little bit later on today. Speaking of the police department, yesterday I said that the Annapolis Police were a no-show for their own forum. Well, they did have it, but just not at the places that the city said they would. The city said they would have it on the city's Facebook page and the city's YouTube pages, and it was not there. But it was on the Annapolis Police Department's page. I did listen to all 3.5 hours of it, and it was primarily about Eastport, not so much about the rest of the city. And some of the key takeaways that I had were that the residents don't see police walking the neighborhoods, and the police say that they are, but oftentimes they're called away, for instance, to direct traffic at an accident scene on Forest Drive, which in and of itself is a joke. The police said that their new resource centers in public housing are not being used, yet Alderman Dewange stood up and said he sees people in them using them all the time. And we learned that the only public reporting of shots being fired in the city that we will hear about are the ones where police can actually locate evidence of the shots being fired. And I'm not sure that this whole meeting resolved anything at all, but I do suspect that when I get the info that I've requested in my latest Public Information Act request, it may shed some more light on all of this. Some COVID news. Maryland State Senator Katie Fry Hester, who represents Howard County, wants to know why the health department is remaining silent on the recent cyber attack on their systems. Rightfully, she says that critical info is missing, like deaths, new cases, and testing. They've all been stalled since December 4th. So far, she's not received any answer from the health department, and the department says that they are reporting vaccination rates, hospitalizations, which are rising significantly, and school outbreaks. And speaking of school outbreaks, Howard County schools have canceled all sports and extracurricular activities and events due to outbreaks. 3 schools in Prince George's County have been closed. And closer to home, we hear that an Annapolis high school outbreak has sidelined half of the track team, the entire cheerleading squad, and the entire girls basketball team, including coaches. Cornell University, which has a 97% vaccination rate, has canceled all in-person education and activities since they have seen 900 cases in the last week. And in an alert they sent out, they said that nearly all of the cases are among fully vaccinated students and that a, quote, very high percentage are of the Omicron variant. As we begin to wrap up, a correction and a reminder. First, for the correction, we have mentioned in the Annapolis Ward Boundary Task Force is holding a public meeting. We inadvertently said it was on Friday the 21st. Well, there is no Friday the 21st. It is actually on Tuesday the 21st at the Pitt Moyer Rec Center. And thanks to eagle-eyed Jared Littman, the stickler for details that he is, and actually the chair of that task force, to point that out to me. That was the correction I made yesterday to the DMB that got so screwed up. And the reminder, tonight is the final Midnight Madness, and I'm not sure why they stopped calling it 11th hour, because it does stop at 11 p.m. and not midnight. But do get out today and support our local businesses. If you are not sure where to go, two stores that I recommend that I always seem to find something for that hard-to-buy person: Local by Design and the historic Annapolis Museum Store. I did pick up some Citizen Pride candles there at the museum store last week. And you want to stay tuned for more info on the historic Annapolis Museum on eyeonannapolis.net. I've got something coming up that's a lot of fun. And finally, some podcast heads up. This Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, Davy Dance Academy. Hopefully you got a chance to catch the pod with Tim Hamilton and Paula Poundstone. She's in town at the Ram's Head on stage this Saturday evening. And fingers crossed, but a little bit later today, we're going to have a special one with Annapolis Symphony's maestro Jose Luis Novo about their new show this weekend and beyond. So you want to keep your ears open for those. And that's it for the news today. But first, a quick thank you to the sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: the Hospice of the Chesapeake, Solar Energy Services, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. It is Thursday, so we have Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace here with your Maker Minutes. And, of course, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All of that gets underway in just a bit.
Hello, Sean Lynch here from the team at Galway Bay to tell you about our very own Irish eggnog. This wonderful creamy drink is a handcrafted, traditional-style eggnog distilled and bottled in Ireland. It's made from an old Irish recipe with a blend of alcohol, spices and Irish cream that is completely unique and has now become an Annapolis tradition. When you visit one of our local restaurants here, either at Galway Bay in historic downtown Annapolis, Killarney House in Davidsonville, or Brian Brew in Severna Park, please mention this ad to your server or bartender to get a complimentary taste. Share this delicious concoction with friends and family for a thoughtful and unique holiday gift. Available by the bottle, case and half case at all three locations. Or go to our website at galwaybaymd.com for further information.
Also available at Pirates Cove Restaurant and Dock Bar in Galesville.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, December 16th. Yesterday was yet another nice December weather day for the Annapolis region, and today should be even better, despite some breezy winds, but changes are on the way. Look for mixed skies today, with breezy winds occasionally gusting to 20-plus miles per hour as temps jump up into the low to mid-60s for most of Anne Arundel County, with more 60s possible both Friday and Saturday, but some rain will likely be in the mix too in the late PM hours Friday and throughout much of Saturday off and on before skies clear for Sunday, with temps back down into the upper 40s to maybe lower 50s for some spots in the region. And looking ahead to next week, temps will remain cool through at least Wednesday, with highs in a more normal range Monday through Wednesday in the mid-40s to lower 50s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And of course, be sure to download our app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather from the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Because love is what moves us. This holiday season, I'm hoping to encourage you to think of things a little bit differently. Instead of focusing on buying presents, be present. Instead of wrapping gifts, wrap someone in a hug. Instead of sending gifts, send peace. Instead of seeing lights, be the light. Hi, I'm Kristi Neidhardt. If your dream for 2022 is a new place to call home, give yourself the gift of planning ahead. We are taking appointments between now and the end of January for people wanting to put their homes on the market this spring. Give us a call and take the first step in making the dream of your next home come true.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Tonight is the final Midnight Madness in downtown Annapolis. Well, this time they call it 11th hour since it's the last minute and the shops are only open till 11 p.m., not midnight. But it's still a great chance to buy from lots of local shops for great holiday gifts. At Quiet Waters Park, now through January 3rd, check out their Form and Fabric Art Show, Gifts of the Season, with lots of local art for sale. Check out Annette Orosky's Digital Photography and Watercolors, Ardith Joliffe's Note Cards, Chesapeake Weaver's Weavings, Dyed Scarves and Clothing, Chesapeake Woodturner's Wood Turnings, Donna Schrammick's Soft Sculpture, Ceramics by Garage Art, Joan Mashinchik's Watercolors, Calendars, and Calligraphy, and Liz Sork's Painted Glassware, Pen and Ink Drawings, as well as alcohol ink paintings. At Wolf at the Wharf in Edgewater, Saturday, check out their Paint Your Pet social, painting pictures of your favorite fuzzy friend. On Wednesday, Something Blooming's Annapolis is having a holiday floral workshop at the Graduate Hotel, creating your own custom holiday floral arrangement. Tomorrow, the Creative and Performing Arts in South County is having a watercolor class for ages 11 and up. They're down near the All-American Steakhouse in Edgewater. If you missed the Wildberry Farm and Market Vintage Christmas Market last weekend, you'll have another chance this weekend, on Saturday, with 20 vendors, fun photo props, and outdoor Christmas movies playing on a projector. At Art Farm in Annapolis, registration is open for the winter semester with classes starting in January and February and running into March, with classes such as beginner drawing, kids drawing, figure drawing, graphic design, first exposure photography, 3D sculpture, teen beginner photography, kids beginner painting, block printing, video game concept art, botanical drawing, and batik. At the Benjamin Banneker Museum in Park in Ellicott City, there's a bunch of stuff going on Saturday. They have their Nature Tot series for ages 2 through 5, with hands-on activities, stories, crafts, and games. There's Cooking in the Cabin, exploring early American cooking and foodways, with culinary historians, with cooking demonstrations using a wood-burning hearth and bake oven. There's also journal making, with all the materials provided and some guidance. Kids and adults can learn how to make their own winter journal. Then on Sunday, check out their natural ornaments and holiday swag, where you can create an evergreen swag and bow for your front door, and craft clever ornaments using natural materials. Also be sure to check out their Solstice Hike and Campfire tomorrow night at the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week. Today, there's a Lego Build with Discoveries, the library at the mall. And on Tuesday, check out the Eastport Annapolis Neck Library and the Mad Hatter's Knitting Club. And on Saturday, be sure to check out the American Red Cross Blood Drive at Mountain Road and their Holiday Farmers Market in Deal. And if you're looking for COVID-19 resources, today there's Your Health, Your Options online discussion. Monday, the Anne Arundel County Health Department is doing a booster clinic at Brooklyn Park as well as Mountain Road. And on Tuesday, they're doing a children's vaccine clinic in Crofton. And a reminder, you should still be able to pick up a free COVID rapid test at your local Anne Arundel County library, but call ahead for availability. At Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight they're having another virtual happy hour. Tomorrow is another virtual amateur radio night. Then on Monday is another project night. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Are you kicking yourself for not installing solar in 2020? Missing out on that sweet 26% federal income tax credit? Not to worry, because legislation passed at the very end of 2020 extended the 26% tax credit, which means consumers like you can act now to get that credit and have your new solar system up and running before springtime when solar generation moves into peak season. Plus, in addition to the feds, several state and county incentives help to make the solar investment an even bigger no-brainer. Don't have the cash? We've got you covered with competitive financing that is more than offset by the energy savings. Bottom line, Uncle Sam wants you to install solar, and so does the state of Maryland. And you're going to love the savings, so what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Contact us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.